We were searched upon admittance to this facility. They took our bags, our medicine, our phones, anything that had a string in it. They put everything into plastic bags, those same plastic bags that I've kept on my electronics and medicine since I left there. It was like when I was in the medical building of the hospital when they took my blood. No strings you could strangle yourself or others with. No razors unless you were supervised, and even then, it was only allowed during certain times. Be careful with who you talk to. No food can be brought back to the unit. No more than 2 books. No shoes with laces. You have to wear hospital socks at all times. No curling irons, hair dryers, or flat irons. No staples, paper clips, or pencils. Only pens and composition books.
The paranoia begins to sink in around hour 2. They knew when we were in the restroom. There were cameras everywhere when I was in the acute area. They were watching us and wrote down our risk level. It was on a whiteboard so everyone could see. Most of us were severe, some of us were functioning, others were not. I thought I was, but maybe I wasn't. The sitting girl pulled a chair halfway down the hall, sat down, and began to have a deep conversation with someone who wasn't there. She would get up and walk away, then turn back, sit down, and resume the conversation.
My first roommate was quiet. Not just quiet, she didn't talk. Not just to me, I don't think she talked to anyone. I looked through the window after I'd been here for 10 days and had been transferred to a different unit, and I saw her. I saw her walking down the hallway into her room. The same room I stayed in with her when I first arrived.
The talking boy was very ecstatic and overly friendly. When the nurse walked me to my room, the talking boy called me over to talk with the group of them after I was done. The room was dark. I put down my folder and my water bottle and went back to the hallway. The talking boy, the crying girl, and the card boy stood there. They liked my shirt, and we went to the common area to get to know one another. The talking boy had a conversation with the crying girl, and I had a conversation with the card boy. The talking boy would not stop repeating the story of how he got here. He was taken in by the police, and there was more. There was always more. Too much. It takes about 30 minutes to explain it.
At seemingly random intervals, the crying girl would switch from confident to stoic to crying. The crying girl was there because she started writing with her left hand. Not that weird, but what was apparently not good was what she was writing. I didn't look, I didn't ask. She looked at me while she was confident, and I liked her. I had a feeling that we could get along while we were in here. She looked at me as if we both held a secret that only we were privy to. Not the talking boy or the card boy, just us.
The card boy was an interesting one. He told me about what he was interested in and his girlfriend. He held cards in his hands, set her a place where his phone would have been. I did the same with my notebook. He tried to teach me a card game, but it was so complicated he ended up playing as me playing against himself. It was interesting to watch. He knew the game, I didn't. He said people always forget his name, even his girlfriend. That's what he said, so I decided that I would never forget his name after that. Then he might not feel so alone here.